at Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Hello there. Welcome
Howdy.
back.
Well, thank you, man. How are you?
I'm great. It's Wednesday.
That's right here.
And
midweek.
you're back.
Yes, here we are.
I'll
Ready
tell
or
you,
not?
it's
Ready
been
or not.
lonely and quiet here without you.
Don't lie.
I'm telling
I'm sure
you.
it has been quiet, but not. But here's the thing. Anything but quiet in the world of weather. I mean, it's ridiculous out there. All these highs, we're hitting like 80s like every day. Hang on to that because some changes are coming, I hear.
That's it. We are expecting more wet weather today, and we told you about this yesterday, but just be prepared for more scattered showers to move through. As we look here at future radar, you can see that rain moving through our area, and that's not it. Yeah, we're going to see a big change this weekend. Look at that stark contrast from Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. Yeah. That's a big difference. And
That's
then
ridiculous.
It's going to warm up again next week. So I know it is a roller coaster of a ride, but that's why we've got the experts on hand. The First Alert Weather Team, stay on top of all of this.
I know there's always, quite the difference sometimes between the highs and the lows any given day. But look at the high on Thursday, the low, and the Monday.
Oh, it's nuts.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Hard to believe, but we're keeping an eye on it and making sure you're prepared and in the know.
Speaking of in the know, a lot going on just within the last night kind of got going, but official word this morning, the identity released of a shooting victim here.
Unfortunately, we hate to report this, a 74-year-old man found dead with a gunshot wound in his home, happened in the Brookstown Hydell area, and we're learning about this incident this morning. In fact, we got the details from Baton Rouge Police just about an hour and a half ago, and so again, this is early on in the investigation. It happened last night. If you happen to live in the Hydell, Brookstown area, and you may have even heard a gunshot, you can pinpoint that timing. Maybe you saw a car. Any little detail that can help investigators here, they really need you to call Crime Stoppers. You can report that tip anonymously.
Always.
You could be eligible for a cash reward,
Always.
but any little detail could help fit that missing puzzle piece here.
They obviously they say again this happened last night. Officially identified now as Junius Jones, 74 years old, saying he was found dead inside of his home. They believe the shots happened from outside. Don't know if it was random. Don't know if it was targeted. So that happened last night about 11 o'clock. Again, just getting the official identity this morning. But then also this morning, not saying anything is connected yet, are talking about that, a second shooting right down the way here on Brookstown.
About the 4,000 block there in Brookstown.
So this is the area.
We have a crew there right now trying to figure out what's going on, but Baton Rouge Police confirming another shooting investigation in that part of the world. Again, not far from where we just reported the last shooting.
That's what we were just talking about, the one on Hydell, and then right down the way. So a lot going on. You'll see the police presence out there clearly this morning.
So again, if you know anything, you don't have to say your name. You don't have to call in saying, I saw this, I was here. You can just call in with an anonymous tip, 344-STOP. They really could use the community's help in solving not only these crimes, but the rash of shootings we've seen in the last couple days.
It's been a lot. And this year in Baton Rouge has been ridiculous. So yes, please make that phone call, as Liz said. Always 100% anonymous. As that's going on, obviously the big news continues to be COVID right now and the increase in cases. But it's not just, look, we're still in flu season, right?
Right.
It's always allergy season right now. So how do you tell the difference between all this
Well,
stuff?
good thing Callie actually interviewed a pediatric ENT over at Ochsner talking about the different symptoms. Look, we know we've been tracking this since the pandemic started. Just depending on what your symptoms are, you may need clarification with a COVID test. But let's say at home you're starting to feel sniffly, you're starting to feel body aches, you're starting to feel fever. Well, you may err on the side of it being the flu, and that's straight from the mouth of the pediatric ENT saying these are more flu-like symptoms. But with the Omicron variant of COVID-19, they're seeing the strong symptom here, losing your taste and smell, just not as long as with previous variants.
Exactly.
It's very interesting.
That's what was really, and actually in this story right here that's up on WAFB.com and the 9 News app, you can see kind of some of the differences that they tell you to maybe focus in on. But that was the one when they said we're not really seeing a loss of taste and smell. We're not always seeing a fever, even with Omicron. Okay. Now, how am I supposed to self-diagnose it? The trick is, you don't really. You kind of do it maybe for just a quick little bit, and then go get the test from the professionals. That's what they're talking about. Either it's the rapid test, the drive-up test, that kind of thing, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. Man, there's a lot going on.
A lot indeed, and that's why our digital team is working on updating a list of where you can find tests, where you can find the PCR test. And remember, we talked about this yesterday. Louisiana National Guard and LDH opening 2 different sites where you can get tested. That's on the app but there's also an opportunity today to get free at-home tests.
This is so Leo S. Butler. Everybody knows the location there on Washington Street. What they're going to do is they're going to operate it drive-through style.
Yeah.
Right? So trying to keep everything very, very easy. The ability to go get one of those tests, rapid test, and take it back with you.
Those are in hot commodity right
Very
now.
much.
Our reporters have done a story on Monday. They went to local CVS and Walgreens store, finding them out of supply. So these are really hard to get your hands on right now, but great for you to be able to test at home and gauge whether you have COVID so you can start mitigating that spread to other people.
What about the not rapid, take home test, that kind of a thing? Liz was just talking about some of the sites, like National Guard putting up sites and putting those out there for folks. Department of Health is continually opening up these sites, moving things around a little bit. It can be a bit tricky to navigate, which is why we're trying to make sure it's all posted and waiting for folks.
That's it. And again, as Matt said, we're trying to keep you updated of where you can go. The one place you cannot go, any emergency room of any local hospital. And that first came out from New Orleans hospitals to our local hospitals. They are asking you not to just show up because that can really prevent the staff there from treating life-saving emergencies. Again, if you need a COVID test, LDH, Lang has resources where you can go get one for free. Do not just show up at the emergency room.
And that's the really unfortunate part about our healthcare system here is for a lot of folks, the emergency room is just that initial doctor that I need somebody to see me. I may not have a problem, but I don't have a doctor because health insurance is absolutely insane. So that's where they go, the emergency room. That's not new. But now going to try to get a test as these emergency rooms are completely packed with a lot of folks, not the place to go, as Liz mentioned. There are those locations. If you can make your way out to one of those, again, they kind of rotate, moving around a little bit, posted and waiting for you at the website.
Even urgent cares are a better opportunity to go to get treated as opposed to an emergency room. Please take that into consideration when you start feeling symptoms, the really severe symptoms of COVID-19. Instead of panicking, just know that there are free resources out there.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Especially once we're seeing the numbers coming out from the Department of Health right now, brand new cases every single day. You're seeing that spike right now. And those numbers can be jarring, to say the least. The hope is that, as we've heard from doctors and healthcare officials, hopefully not as severe as Delta. Certainly seeing the spike in cases, but maybe not as severe. Hopefully that's what we're seeing.
That's why we're consulting with local doctors and health leaders to talk about how we can navigate through this. This is not new.
No.
We've dealt with variants before, and as Matt said, we are, from what we've seen in studies and data from different health organizations, we're seeing that this is not as severe. That is the good news. And again, we've got a wealth of health resources to tap into to figure out how to move past this. And of course, COVID vaccines are still an option if you'd like to go get them. LDH has a number of resources where you can get that. You can even call 211 to figure out the best place for you and your children to find out more information, to ask your questions. All of these resources are free.
And it's impacting so many different things. You know how this has always had a ripple effect? It has since the very beginning. For instance, if you live in Baton Rouge, East Baton Rouge, and you're going to be going to a break facility today, it's an indoor facility. You're going to have to wear the mask again. I mean, the golfing, the dog parks, which everybody's a fan of. We just had
facilities.
Exactly. That's fine. That's not operating normally. But all that's going on. You got a couple of OMV offices in Livingston and Gonzales that are shutting down because of just safety precautions. You can always jump online to handle some stuff there. So the ripple effects, as we've seen from the beginning, can travel kind of far.
We're here to guide you through it all.
Trying.
But let's talk about something good
Please
for a second.
Please do.
Lots of good. World of Sports is always our distraction from COVID and the crazy happening. So, our men's basketball team going up against some SEC opponents now.
So now it begins. I think for a lot of LSU basketball fans, they've seen this crew make its way to 12-0, great defense, and they've beaten some teams that are going to make their way into the tournament already, right? But now they get to really see. It's like 3 in a row with ranked teams, and it begins today, as mentioned, opening up SEC play on the road at 11th ranked Auburn. And so Auburn's 11-1. Their only loss, double overtime to UConn. So this is a crew that's already tested. Auburn. So we're going to find out just how good the Purple and Gold Tigers are.
You can watch them tonight because they're on the road.
They are.
6 p.m. ESPN2.
The Deuce. And of course,
it's gonna be so
we'll have later, obviously, the crew will be updating everybody. And then, of course, LSU women's basketball gets going tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that tomorrow.
I know, lots to look forward to.
It is. There's something to look forward to. So a lot going on. It's a good thing we got a lot of places we can put all this stuff with a lot going on, huh?
I know. Well, we had to start this so we could talk about, have more time to explain all the different things happening in our part of the world. So we tried to give you a snapshot, a little bit of everything. So you have a little bit of a water cooler talk when you go to work. And so this is the place where you can do it, whether you have an Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or Apple TV. This is news on your time.
Yep. And so we promise to continue to do that for you every morning, about 9:15. But again, as Liz said, on your time, because you can always go back and check it out if you don't want to, join us live.
Watch it live.
You never know what happens live.
You never know.
If you're watching live, you'll be the first to know that. Can you believe what he said?
Exactly.
You never know.
Those kind of moments.
Kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
But can you believe the forecast? It's warm in here.
I mean.
Right now. Look at all these 80s. What?
And then the dip down.
What?
And then the dip back up.
What?
And then what will the new year bring?
What?
Yeah, more warmth after we get past a possible freeze. Yeah, we're
Very
flirting
light,
with 31,
right?
32.
Very light, sure.
Yeah, everything but the pipes.
Yeah,
Jeff says.
exactly right. Exactly right. That's going to be the old, just check on the people, the pets, the plants, that kind of little
That's
thing.
nuts.
Very light, but yeah, just crazy. What a ride. What a ride.
So enjoy this warmth while we have it
I guess.
before it comes back again.
Yeah.
But safe to say today is not the good day to take a walk or mow your lawn because, yeah, that wet weather's staying in our part of the world.
Yep, that's right, a little scattered. So be safe, keep up to date with the 9 News app and, of course, the First Alert Weather app, and then we'll see you again. Big show at noon.